Jennies, welcome back. It's me, Jenny. So I have a tutorial for you guys. I'm going to show you guys how I created this little album that I did for my last year Halloween series. I already have showed you guys a flip through of this album, and I told you guys that I was going to do the same concept with the same with my Halloween series this year. So I already picked up the stuff that I want to work with, and I want to show you guys how simple this is. I literally this album literally is so simple. You can make this album out of anything. You don't have to have Halloween paper. Don't feel like you have to. If you have white paper at home, do it with white paper. Trust me, you don't need any special paper to do this project. Obviously, because I'm doing a Halloween theme, I'm using Halloween paper, plus I already have so many from last year. But in reality, you don't necessarily need Halloween paper for this project, okay? So let me show you, or let me guide you on what you're going to need to create the album. I'm not going to decorate the album inside. I'm just going to kind of put it together and show you. So you need some of these little book rings. You get these at the dollar store. They're very simple and easy to find. You can get these anywhere. Target, Michael's, AC Moore, Dollar Tree, any dollar store. Even like the markets sometimes have these, okay? Very easy to find. Double-sided tape you're gonna need because you need to obviously glue down your papers. You can also use stick glue. I am testing out the stick glue from the Dollar Tree. So far I'm loving it, but any kind of glue that you like you can use. Obviously the paper that you choose to use, make sure you have that. Okay. What I also have in here are leftover things, right? So, like for example, I have this package that's left over from Recollection. I used some of the stickers that were in here for my Halloween series. I think it's the video number two, and I finished the whole, sticker, so I kept this. I'm planning to use this and add it to my album. So I'm just trying to collect everything in this little box that I want to potentially maybe add in my album. Maybe I'll add it, maybe I won't, but at least I have somewhere to start, start grabbing from. I also have the leftover paper that I use to create my album. You're going to have leftover paper because you have to make sure you first figure out the size of the album that you want. I am really loving the size of my album to be like this. I have this as an example. I love it. I kind of really like this size. I don't know what size this is. This is like, I don't know, like 7.5 by 9.5, right? Something 7.5 by 9.5, roughly, give or take. But I love it. I love the size. So this is the size that I use when I put together this album, and I am loving it. So I'm going to use the same thing. So I would recommend you to play around with the size that you want. Once you decide the size, make yourself a template so that you can use this for the rest of your paper, okay? When you decide the papers and when you decide the size of your album, you're going to have leftover paper. Just gather them up in a little container. We're going to use them eventually for our journal. Okay, and that's what I have in here. I just have like a whole bunch of stuff in here that I've just gathered, and I felt that it would be perfect to use for my album. Okay, as you can see here, I have leftover papers. These are all the papers that I have left over from the album that I created in this one. Okay, so let me me show you how I put this album together. I'm going to put this on the side for now. And I'm going to show you literally, I mean, it's so simple, okay? Let me get a 12 by 12 paper because all my pages, I already cut them out to the size that I want. But I want to show you exactly how I did this. So I'm going to get a 12 by 12 paper and I'm going to show you very quickly how I actually did this. And it's just literally a matter of like minutes, okay? So let me grab from this. See, as you can see, I still have leftover paper from last year. I went through this like crazy and I have 2 more. I don't know what to do with these papers. Let me find something that goes with my little. As you can see, these colors that I'm using are so, they're not even like, some of them are not even Halloween inspired, right? But I like the color combo. Some of them are, but some of them are not. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this. Let's see here. Okay, let's use this one right here as a sample, okay? Okay. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your sample, which is what I have here, okay? My sample. Literally, you don't even need a scissor for this. And I try to make it as easy as possible because for myself, if I make things complicated, I get discouraged and I don't want to do anything. You don't even need a scissor for this. If you guys have a ruler, that's all you need, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut this paper to size with the ruler. Now, I have this special ruler that I bought while I was thrift shopping. I am in love with this ruler. If you can find this ruler, I would highly suggest you guys to find it. I don't know if you can get it anywhere. I got this again while I was thrift shopping. I came across it. It has like these like weird shape over here, and it's perfect because when you tear the paper, that's the shape that your paper gets. This is a thinner one, and then on the opposite side a little bit thicker. I love this ruler, and it is like literally the best thing I have ever found while I was thrift shopping. But if you don't have this ruler, you can use a regular ruler. It doesn't matter, okay? And then this is how I put my album together. I take my ruler, okay? I take my sample. I put it against, and I make sure that I get the size, okay? And then I'm going to take my ruler, literally, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm done. I'm going to do the opposite side because this is longer, right? And I'm going to do the same thing. These are the papers that I'm telling you not to throw away and put them in a little container because we're going to use these to decorate our album or our journal, whatever you want to call it, later on. All right, and this is how I create my little album. That's it. That's all I do. I don't do anything else. Nothing special. I don't measure anything. Nothing else. This is all I do. Okay. I love this raw look to my paper. I love it. I think it's special. It looks beautiful. I personally love it. Now, if you don't like that, then obviously you can, cut it to the size that you want, cut it to the shape that you want. But I personally love this rough, like scrunchy look to my paper. Okay? So, that is how I put together my album. And what I do is, after I get a few of these papers together, okay, then I start to assemble my album. Now, you don't have to have exactly the same size of paper. And when I say that, what I mean is, let me show you. This one that we cut out, the little piece that's left over for this one, we are going to add this in our journal, okay? Let's see what else I have here. I want to show you more. See these little pieces that we've cut out? These little pieces we can add to our journal. Same thing with this one. This is the same one, but this is too long, so you want to make sure you cut it to the size that you need, right? So measure it, and then you probably need to cut it roughly here. Take your ruler, and you're gonna use this also as your journal, okay, or your album. So the next thing you gotta do is, after you have all these papers all cut out to the size that you want, now remember, you can make them a little bigger, you can make them a little smaller, you can make them a little longer. It all depends on what you like. I like to make mine, the length I like to keep it the same, but the width I do change it from time to time. I make them smaller, I make them, you know, longer. It depends. Gather your paper together. Here, as you can see here, I have all my papers gathered together, and just place them how you want them to look. Once you do that, then you're going to have your album basically already put together. The next thing I do is I take my sample and I start opening up my little holes to my paper, and I just simply use a simple 99-cent little punch, okay? Nothing fancy. Go and find and just start punching out your paper, okay? And this is why you use this as a template, because it shows you and it helps you. And you're just gonna go and punch out your paper and keep it the same order that you want, okay? Here, as you can see here, this is a smaller size of paper, okay? So you don't have to keep your papers the same size. You can change it and alternate in size. There's the other paper. And you're gonna do that for the rest of your papers. I'm not gonna do every single one because we'll probably be here forever. But I'm gonna do a few more. See that? Isn't this gorgeous, this orange paper? I love it. I even included in here, which I didn't include in my last album because it was my first time making that album, but now I'm a little more savvy. I know a little bit more what I'm doing, right? So I included vellum in this particular album. I just love vellum. Vellum is one of those papers that I die for and love so much. Now, some people use these little circles as confetti. So if you want to use them as confettis, what I would suggest you to do is put them in a little bowl. Like, for example, I have my little kitten bowl here. You can actually add these little confettis in this little kitten bowl. And what you can do is, you can actually add these little confettis like in a little small little baggie, and you can add them to your journal as part of your decorations if you want. Some people do that. I don't really do that much, but we could if you want. See, just add the little holes in a little bowl. Okay, and just collect them if you want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more, and then I'm gonna show you the next step. So here, as you can see here, this is a very small little vellum piece of paper. Again, you don't have to keep the same size. You can alternate, okay? So for this vellum paper, I think I'm gonna put this way. So what I want to do is I might just actually washi tape this together, okay? So I'm not going to do anything with this vellum paper. I'm just going to keep it like that for now. Let's do this paper. And as you can see here, I also incorporated some book pages. So again, you don't need Halloween paper to create this album. You can use whatever you want. Hell, you can even use newspaper if you want. I mean, why not? Use some newspaper, and then maybe you can back the newspaper with white regular printer paper, and there you have some wonderful where you can start from. You don't need a lot of supplies, guys. You don't. You want me to do a video showing you how I would do it with newspaper? Let me know. I'll do it for you. It's very simple. Listen, I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. Remember that, okay? All right. Let me do 2 more, and then I'm done. Because then this is going to be like half an hour video. That's 1. And then again, more vellum. I love vellum. I love vellum. Okay, let's stop here, because if not, this will be a very long video. I'm going to continue doing this off camera, obviously. But I want to show you. See, remember the one that we did earlier that I cut out? That's what I'm saying to you. Don't throw out these leftover papers, because you can always use them to add them back into your album. So this one, I'm going to actually make a hole inside. And I'm going to do the same thing with these little ones. And 1 more, and then I think I'm done. Now, I like to leave my cover for last. You don't have to, clearly. You can do that if you want. You can even do that first if you want. That's really up to you. But I like to leave my cover for last, because I'm one of those people that I'm always changing my mind, and I could never make up my mind. I started making my cover, and this is what I came up with. I love this. I love how it turned out. I think I'm going to leave it like that, but I don't know for sure. So if you're like me, who is always undecisive, try to leave your cover for the last, and then figure out how you want your cover to look, okay? So how are we going to put these pages together? It's very simple, guys. Very simple. Take your rings, and just assemble your paper how you want it to look, okay? You can always add more paper if you want. You can always take out more paper. It's really up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this page. Okay, so this is going to be the first one. So I'm going to add this like this. This is how I do it. This is probably not the proper way of doing it, but for me, it makes sense. This is how my brain functions, right? It might be the hard way of doing it, but I'm okay because it makes sense for me. Okay, so that's the first page, right? This is gonna be the second page, but I want to turn this page around because I want these two to face each other, right? So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's why I like doing it like this, because I can visualize and I can see how my pages will look. Okay. So I know that I'm going to keep this page. So obviously this page is going to go like this, right? So we can do that. Okay. And then this page is going to go like this. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to add this vellum right? Because I like this vellum against this white, and I'm gonna put this like that. So this is how you play around with your paper to get the right order that you like, okay? And that's not to say that you can change your mind later. Once you have this little album put together, you might want to change it around. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. So this one's gonna go this way. And then this is gonna go this way. I'm going to add this one to this side right here. Okay. Okay. And this is how it might be a little bit like, you know, it might be a little bit fuzzy, but that's okay. I mean, if you don't mind, I don't mind. So I'm going to add this one right here because I kind of like, this contrast. So I'm going to add this one to this one here. And then this one can go here. And then later on, you can definitely rearrange or fix these white pages. You can add more on top of these white pages. Like maybe later on, I want to maybe add, I don't know, some kind of ephemera or something. Maybe I have like, here, I have a box here. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to do that now, but I want to give you ideas, right? For example, maybe later on, you want to add some beautiful paper that you have. You can add it onto the white part and then kind of like, you know, bring it to life, right? Or maybe you have like a 6x6. This is another great time to get rid of all these like 6x6 pads of papers that we have. You can actually add them onto this as well. So this is just, you know, a brief, like an idea of what you can do. Obviously, once you have your album put together, you can arrange it however you want. So this is the one I was talking to you guys about that I think I want to actually hot glue, or actually not hot glue, double tape it, or put washi tape or whatever. I'm gonna put double-sided tape on this one because I like this, the way it looks. And then later on, I can kind of tuck in something here if I want to. For example, let's say I want to tuck in something like this. I can tuck it in here later, see? Okay. Let's keep going. We got this one that we know we want that layout. And then I have this one that I just dropped, and I'm gonna put this one like that. I also have some envelopes that I'm going to be adding in here. I don't have them with me right now, but I will. So that's another great thing. You have leftover envelopes, add them in here. That's perfect. Okay, the last page is this one, so I'm gonna just actually go like this. On this side, and then you have this newspaper. Actually, the newspaper will be nice back here, putting it like over the vellum. I think so. Okay, so now, like this. close this because this is done. Make sure all these little holes are all in there properly. I'm gonna close this. This is done. And now we have one more to go. Okay, and guys, this is how you create your album. As you can see, how freaking awesome and simple this is to create. Make sure that the connectors like this aren't facing that way because you don't want it to interfere. And that's how I create my album. I mean, literally, this is how I create my album. This is how I created this album. And it is so simple. I still have more papers that I have to obviously add inside. I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to take forever for me to do. But generally, this is the idea that I want you guys to get. So simple. When you flip it, there you have it. You have these beautiful papers here. You see that? Gorgeous. You got this gorgeous vellum. Look how beautiful those two look together. And then maybe you can add, obviously on the white ones, I'm going to add things to it. But you have the idea. There you go. Got this gorgeous one going on here. And you have this one. And you have the paper with the, even the book pages look awesome. And that's it. And that is how you create this fantastic little adorable simple album for your crafty ideas. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope this video will give you some inspiration for you guys to create your own little album. Even if you don't document things every day, it's always great to have a little album, and maybe you can always go back and see what you created during your, during the season. I don't know. You could do this for Christmas. You can do this for Valentine's Day. You can do this for every single holiday. And I think it's a good idea, and I think it's awesome to get rid of all these like little leftover papers that we have. Okay, honeys? So this is gonna be my actual cover for now, but we'll see if I stay with this cover. I'm not sure yet. So far I like it and I'm loving it, and I'm loving the color, of all these beautiful papers. Again, it's not exactly Halloween paper, but because we're going to add some Halloween embellishments into this little album, it's gonna definitely transform it into a really fantastic little memory keeper album. Okay, honeys? All right, make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys try to create something similar to this. I am going to show you guys the finished look on how the album is going to look. Once I put all these extra papers in here and some extra little other knickknacks, I'll come back and I'll show you the finished look to the album, and then we are ready to start documenting stuff in it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have my first Halloween series video out for you guys in a few days, and it's going to be super fun. So I hope you guys return back, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe. Love you all. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, honeys. Have a fantastic weekend.